So this is the last walk I'm doing up here at Nelson Lakes National Park. I'm walking the Peninsula Walk. It's around the Brunner Peninsula that separates West Bay and Kerr Bay from each other. It's about maybe 4 kilometres all up, probably about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes walking. Yeah. So you can basically start from multiple different places, Kerr Bay, West Bay. You can start from the Visitor Centre, and that's where I've started from, is the Visitor Centre, and then I'm walking anti-clockwise around the peninsula. So, cool. So there's a car parking area up near the Department of Conservation workshop, and the dock head warden lives right across the road over there. So you can park there. That's actually a good place to park if you're going for long multi-day tramps up here. There's lots of people around, it's quite secure. And so you head off along the road here. We're heading down to there's a side track that goes down to the track around the peninsula. So that's the side track over there. Heads down to the Mount Robert Road and West Bay. Yeah, so West Bay is 1.6 k's away from here. Just a small climb, and then you're walking down to the bay on the other side. Yeah, so the track heads downhill down to West Bay. And so we just have to walk up towards Rotoiti Lodge for a wee while, and then there's another track that we jump onto. Rotoiti Lodge is a outdoor education centre. Schools and big groups use it. The track we're heading for is at the top of that car parking area in front of us there. You can just see the sign. So there's 2 tracks here. There's the Black Hill track. Black Hill's like a wee hummock as you drive into Lake Rotoiti. And then you've got the West Bay track over there that takes you down to the river. Yeah. Might come over and walk up that track tomorrow if I remember. Walking down to West Bay. That's clubfoot moss. Quite exposed to the sun, so you can see I've got my hat on. Need your hat when you're out in the sun like this. You get roasted to a fine degree. So that's a good example of a bench track. You can see that there's a bank there that's quite sharply, like quite up and down, and then over on this side it just goes off into the forest. Those are the best kind of tracks. They're more erosion resistant than just like your normal bush track. Yeah, takes a lot of work to do them though. So the forest down here is mostly manuka, Normally that means that it's been clear-felled of trees at some time in the past, because manuka trees are normally the ones that recolonise a old area that's been cut for timber. Yeah. And then eventually the other natives push them out once they get tall enough. So we're coming up to the trek junction for the one that goes around the peninsula. Yeah, so peninsula trek there, takes an hour to get back round to Kerr Bay. That trek will take you down to West Bay, and then you can continue from there up to Robert Ridge, the Speargate Grass track, and through to the Sabine Valley. So that's West Bay, Mount Robert, that's going around and up the lake, and that's the peninsula that we're walking around. It's a bit windy, but that's West Bay just over there, and just out of sight to the right is where the Bola River starts. There's some really big manuka trees in here. They'd be old. That one there in front of us. I mean, you know, maybe 150, 200 years old. You can just see the lake through the trees there. That's a classic Dock 200. So another track junction. If you go straight ahead up the hill there, you're going back to the visitor centre, or if you go off here to the right, you're continuing on around the peninsula. So that's the direction we're heading. Just stopped for a break, just having a drink of water. In the forest, I've been walking for about an hour. It's quite a nice wee trek. I don't know if I'd walk this trek when it was really windy. This forest is like really mature, and I think if there was like a big windstorm, you'd be quite likely to be hit by falling branches. Yeah, there's an awful lot of wind throw and wind-fallen trees all through here, and you're out on this peninsula in the middle of the lake, so you're going to get some really strong winds hitting the trees. and like you can just see the soil is not very thick out here, so it's not going to hold the trees very well. I'll be heading off in a couple of minutes, continuing down the track. Yeah, so this is the kind of thing I was talking about before, you know, the soils are really shallow. You can see the roots on that thing, they'd be maybe 10 to 20 centimetres deep, and that's a big tree that's fallen over there. You get a big wind gust, and the soil and the rocks just can't hold those trees. Yeah, they just collapse. Mount Robert there in the background. Been up there a couple of times. Supposed to be walking into Angela's hut at the end of this month. I'm still not sure which way I'm coming back. I'm chucking up between coming down Robert Road or doing the Hikari. All depends on the weather really. I'm making my way around the end of the peninsula at the moment. It's quite flat, this end of the peninsula, like there's like flat ground going inland for maybe a couple of 100 metres before there's a rise. Yeah. I'm up on the end of the peninsula, but there's no place where you can get down to the edge of the water. I will keep looking for one. Yeah, you can see a wee bit up Lake Rotoiti from here. And then I'm just continuing on down that way. So that's the most unobstructed view I've got of the lake so far. That's the St Arnaud range over here, going up the Travers Valley. There's people are water skiing out there. That water out there I can see is really shallow. That'd be a fantastic swimming spot if you could get off the end of the rocks here. Here you go, here's a seat down to the water edge. I'll go down and have a look. I was just talking to a couple of paddle boarders who'd just stopped. That's a nice wee seat there actually. That should be what you're aiming for, to stop at that seat, sit there and have a look at the lake. It's very nice, no sandflies. It's nice on this side of the peninsula, it's nice and shaded, a wee bit cooler. Yeah, just kind of meandering along the side of the hill. That's Coupe over there in the distance. Probably still about 20 minutes walk away. nearly at the end of the track. So that's the end of the track around the peninsula, and then I just have to walk back up to the information centre. Yeah, so that's the end of the Brunner Peninsula nature walk, and then you just have to walk back up to where your car is. The Friends of Rotoiti do a lot of trapping and pest control up here. Yeah, it's like a group based in the area, people that live up here in St Arnaud. Super busy down here. A lot of these people would have come up for the day from like Nelson, Blenheim. Yeah, because it's only like an hour and a half drive away. So there's a track back up to the Dock Information Centre just over there. It's safer to walk up the track over there than to go and walk up the main road, especially when it's so busy like this. Too many cars. Some stupid shit would run you over. But if you want to, there's the road over there. Yeah. But I'll head up the track there. So the track dumps you out at the back of the Dock Information Centre. And there's the road, which is your other option. Yeah, but it's quite busy. There's not a footpath all the way down. That's a Department of Conservation Information Centre. There's toilets downstairs if you need them. They've just been fixed up from the look of it. So that's the Department of Conservation Information Office there and Visitor Centre. So you can go in there to get information about the tracks, hut bookings, hut tickets. They sell a bit of merchandise in there as well. Yeah. We'll just go have a look at their information board. So there's a whole lot of information there. Got the weather for the next couple of days for the park. Information about the campgrounds. There's a map of where all the different campgrounds are around the area. Accommodation and transportation. Yeah, and then there's all the charges for the different services. All the campgrounds are fully booked. Lots of people coming to try to find somewhere to park, and you should know, Christmas time, it's always busy. Anyway, my car's parked up Ward Street over there, so that's where I started from. But you can start from the Dock Centre, or like I say, you can start from Kerr Bay, or you can start from West Bay and just make a circuit. Yep. You can see the Silver Surfer up there, parked in the wee campground, wee parking area, I mean. Right, well there you go, that's the Brunner Peninsula walk. That's a nice walk actually, I like it. Like I say, I probably wouldn't be walking around there in a big windstorm, it's far too windy. Yeah, multiple different entry points, takes about 1.5 to 2 hours to go around. So see you on the next one. Cheers.